going on, my brother?
How's it going?
Doing? How we
Finally,
doing?
Mission Impossible.
I know.
We talked about this for I don't even fucking remember the movie, so
I was gonna say
screw it. Let's scrap
it's
it.
been at least 2 weeks since we saw the movie in theater.
Yeah,
Maybe
since it
two and
came
a
out.
half.
Yeah, since it
Yeah,
came out.
we went day one. So as you see, we're here to review Mission Impossible
And I
7.
guess somebody told me this movie's flopping, like all of them
Is
flopping.
it? No way. It
Yeah,
can't
because
happen.
it costs like 350 million to make, and even if it makes back like 800 million, it's still considered to be a flop.
Wow,
Movies are
dude.
too fucking
I thought it was
expensive,
doing
man.
good. I thought it was doing good, but I figure it's been getting crushed by
I, I,
Barbie.
I don't think movies are to the point that I got crushed by Barbie and Oppenheimer, but I don't think movies are to the point where they can do a good anymore, unless they come out and don't fucking spend a lot of money on them,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And that's what they gotta do.
But it's insane. I mean, 350 million. Like, that's just
Yeah,
nuts.
and I'm sure this because they're filming this back and back with the other one. Some of those costs might be in there too, but it's still a fucking wicked expensive movie, you know.
Yeah.
And they keep on going higher and higher in the stakes, and we'll talk about this movie compared to the last one. Was it worth it? I say maybe not so much, but you know, you and me said we've been watching a lot of Mission Impossibles, huh? You've been watching them too?
Yeah. I've been watching it a lot, man. Honestly. It's it's been like a rabbit hole that I've been going down. I've just been
Yeah,
loving.
they're easy enough to watch, you know. They're long, but easy enough to watch.
Yeah. They're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun.
Well, I'll tell you, since the movie came out in 1983, I hated Mission Impossible 1. So I
Yeah.
bought all 6 of them on 4K. Here's number 6. Right there.
Yeah.
And 4K Steelbook. So I went
Dude,
back and I watched number 1, and I liked number 1. This time I liked it.
yeah.
And my
Me
whole
too.
hang up was they made fucking Mr. Phelps, who's the main guy in the TV show, the bad guy. And to me, I went back and I told myself this time, this is movie Mission Impossible, not TV Mission Impossible. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it as much. And I
Yeah.
liked the movie a lot more. I thought the movie was slower.
Me
But when I
too.
watched it this time, no, it wasn't. It wasn't.
I always thought it was incredibly slow.
I
I
like.
enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I
I like.
still
I forgot they had Emilio Estevez, even though he's not in it for long. I forgot they had the guy from the French guy, Jean Reno, whoever he is. He was good in it.
I mean, dude, I forgot that Brian De Palma directed it. That's another thing that made me kind of stand up and be like, I got to give this another shot because Brian De Palma, he's a great director. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. I know we both agree on 2 that it's just like that John Woo.
2 was
like,
terrible. 2 to me is the worst of the series.
And that like super slow motion shots for everything. It's just ridiculous.
God. The whole ending where he's driving through that fucking with a motorcycle, it's so bad. It's just it's so long and tedious.
Yeah, it's I couldn't even really like.
And I could give 2 shits about the girl in it. And
Just,
the girl in it,
goofy.
and 3 only got redeemed by Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah,
he wasn't the bad guy in that movie. 3 would have sucked too.
Yeah,
just because here they had his big love of his life in 2.
Yeah,
and now in 3,
you're off, and you see like the more like human side of Ethan, and not like the agent. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which it's like, okay, I guess I kind of appreciate it, but I really don't need it.
But then they double down in 3. He's getting married to somebody different.
Exactly.
It's not even the same girl. It's somebody entirely different. Yeah. Why do we care? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think 4 is when like my eyes were opened with this, and Rogue Nation. So 4 and 5, I was just like, holy shit! Like, what's going on here? Because I was like, we're at 4th movie in, and it like relaunched the whole.
Yeah, because
he got a team,
right?
And like it's just like Tom Cruise is doing these insane stunts. Do you remember for the 4th one, Ghost Protocol? He literally went on that big building, the tallest building in the world, and like went outside on it, like in real life.
He's walking down it and he's swinging into the windows and stuff.
He's fucking nuts, bro. I mean, so like that's one of my favorite things about these movies from 4 on is that it's become like, what fucking crazy ass stunts is Tom Cruise gonna do for this movie now? Like, and
Well, to be honest, though, too, is 4 and 5 had pretty good villains.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
6 had a great villain in Henry Cavill.
Hell yeah.
And when we start talking about 7, I think that's where 7 falls down a little bit, is in the villain category. But yeah, I mean, 4, 5, and 6, the team started getting their own, being in there a lot more. And I tell you, I forgot what another thing 7's missing a lot is Jeremy Renner. He didn't come back.
He was busy doing something. I think he was filming Endgame. So
he was actually filming. He was filming the show on Disney, Hawkeye.
Oh, Hawkeye. Okay.
He was filming Hawkeye.
But yeah, what a bummer, because I love.
Yeah, I think Unexplained too.
Maybe he'll come back for part 2.
Maybe. Of course, that's when he got ran over, so probably not.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, that dude's a monster.
Part 2's mostly
he'll be back, man. That guy, it's not gonna keep him down, but yeah, that's a bummer. But yeah, I'm excited. He's not doing no crazy things like Tom Cruise is though. But I mean, for this, the biggest thing was what was it? 5. He got on a real like jet and or a big ass military airplane. And he stayed on the side of it while it took off. And then 6 was, what was 6?
Well, 6 was that big fight, him and
the Halo jump. They filmed that while he's jumping out of
place. And that whole fight that him and Cavill had with the helicopter.
Yeah, that shit. And that kind of set up Top Gun 2, where he's really flying jets in Top Gun 2.
Henry Cavill comes up after going to the helicopter. He's all fucked up. He's like Two-Face and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a wild one.
And there's another one, I think, in 6 where he's like hanging off a helicopter, and he and he has to fall down purposely, and he's like really falling. But I think there is a security thing. But
I think the big thing
is the freaking dirt bike jump, and that shit is nuts. Real dirt bike jump off of a mountain, and then parachutes out. Like, dude is crazy.
Yeah, with the real. The thing that stands out in the first 6 movies, though, and it almost becomes kind of funny, is how fucking much of these movies him and his team's been running from his own fucking bosses.
Yeah.
It's like in every fucking movie, he gets fucking disavowed.
His government turned on him more
time every fucking time.
Every single time they turn.
That gets a bit old. It gets a bit old. I will tell you. It gets a bit sick.
Yeah. It is kind of, that is. I love the masks. That's one of my favorite things. And that's from the original show.
Yeah. They got better. They weren't as good in the first couple, but they got better in 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And then you got I love Simon Pegg in this, Ving Rhames. And Ving Rhames is OG, man. He's in the first one.
Yeah, he's in the first one.
So I love.
And so is the dude that he sits down with at the beginning. One of his bosses. He's in the most recent one. They kept him.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't even notice that until I went back and rewatched the first one. But yeah, I did really enjoy this. I enjoyed the opening a lot. I thought that was really cool with the aircraft. And we get a different type of villain than we've ever gotten in any of these. We got great villains in I can't remember the villain in 4, but 5, 6 are great villains.
I think, to me, that's where this movie falls down, is the villain is not as good. A villain that's a computer villain,
I don't like.
AI does not make a compelling villain. Even though
I think it was pretty good though. I think it was good for what it was, and I got to see part 2 before I fully judge it.
Yeah, when I came out of the movie, I think my main issues with the movie was the villain wasn't as good because it was AI.
Well, what about the guy?
Right. Esai
Morales. I don't like Gabriel in this.
Gabriel in this is not as good.
He is not good in this role.
Esai Morales plays that same villain in every show he's in.
Yeah.
And the whole villain is correspondent on something that he did to Ethan back in the day before he joined MI.
Yeah.
So we don't know. So why do we care?
It's something about him killing some girl. like that he
But
liked.
we don't one of his original girlfriends.
And then so now this whole thing is becoming that like any woman that gets close to
right, and then because we're not built into that enough to reinsure that, he ends up killing Ursula.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, a cheap death for that character to go in that thing. And it was almost like as soon as Ursula got killed, it's like, okay, here's what's her face again, Captain Britain or whatever.
She was the first woman that had the girl who plays Agent Carter.
Right.
Rebecca Ferguson. This was like one of the fifth one was like one of her first big movies.
Yeah, she got done dirty in this.
Movies. She's great.
Yeah,
and I really think they cheaped out and killed her, and like just to have the.
Or if you're gonna kill her, kill her better. Yeah, kill better. Yeah.
She's the first woman in the Mission Impossibles not to die after one movie, and then they end up just killing her in the next one.
Yeah, and I don't mind the woman that played Agent Carter; she's fine.
Third one,
but it just seems like they get replacements for no reason. The thing that jarred me about this,
we kind of saw it was coming. It's like now he's gonna but it's like he's like in love with, it's starting to be in love with her, Rebecca Ferguson. Then he kills her, and then
I have two issues. I have two main issues with this movie. My two main issues, well, three main issues. I like the movie. Two main issues are not a compelling villain, AI, misuse of humor. It's like the tone is all over the map here. And we get the whole sequence with Agent Carter there, whatever, where they're driving that little car going down the thing, where he's trying to be funny. It was like right out of a fucking James Bond movie. It didn't
we get comedy here and there, but this was a little bit like more all over, more a little out of place and a little more than normal.
And the other thing I had a problem with besides that,
and it's normally Simon Pegg and like Ving Rhames. Like Simon Pegg is a good comedian, so it works. I don't know.
Yeah, him not so much.
Yeah.
And the other thing I get
is they really gave much comedy for Simon Pegg. It was all like Tom Cruise and her.
I absolutely hate the writer Christopher McQuarrie, who's done most of them.
I think he's done it ever since 5.
Yeah, he wants to make this fucking Fast and Furious. This whole family. Oh, the family's more important than the mission. No, it's not. It never was. In Mission Impossible, the TV show, the movies, the mission is the mission. Even Ving Rhames says it. Like, buddy, this is the mission.
Yeah.
We're not expendable. We are expendable.
Ever since 5, he's been starring, or is it 5 or 6?
But this Tom Cruise wanting to have
because that's why Henry Cavill has to come in, because he instead of killing Ving Rhames, he fucking lets them get away with those uranium bombs or whatever, or plutonium bombs, and that's Angela Bassett's like he should have let them die. And what's his name? Michael Baldwin, the one Alec Baldwin is like
this is Mission Impossible.
He would be killed, and she's like, "That's the point." Right. You know, like so.
And even Ving Rhames said it in the last one too.
Yeah.
And he said
but then we lose Ving Rhames, which would have been a bummer.
I know, but still.
But yeah, you're right. It should be all
of that. This is not fucking Fast and the Furious. And
they're leaning a little too much on the family where it needs to be about the mission.
Right. And that's fine, but then they kill him anyway. So it's like it's just. Yeah. Otherwise, I thought it was good. I thought the whole movie. It's a bit long, and of course, it's half a movie because it's going to continue. We don't really get to see enough of the AI, and maybe we'll see more of it in the second.
That's why I don't want to judge it too much, because I did enjoy it, but
But to me, the whole movie, I was going to like it a lot less until the end. That train sequence, the last part of it, that saves the fucking movie. It is fucking awesome.
That's a real train that they like.
Yeah, and that whole sequence really redeemed the movie.
Yeah.
I don't like that the fucking bad girl comes back and saves him like he said she would, or why he let her live. I mean, he should have fucking killed her.
Well, that's to prove that the computer, like the AI, like really can like figure this shit out. Like, and you know what I mean? Like that's the point of that there. But
did we see spoilers? Spoilers.
Oh yeah, there will be spoilers there'll be spoilers on the tag, so that'll be before.
This girl you see down at the bottom here, and she was good. She was good in the movie, and they killed her off. I wish they almost didn't kill her off. Tell you the truth. Although maybe she's not dead. Remember?
They said they got a pulse. So I think she's still going to be alive. I think she might even end up joining the IMF. Honestly,
God, that's a little bit. Yeah,
I could see it.
Yeah, and the other thing I didn't like. The other thing I did not like is the fact that, and then maybe it wasn't even this movie, but I think it was this movie, is that they kind of turned the IMF into the Suicide Squad. These guys are not there because they committed some sort of bad thing, at least not in the TV show. The TV show, these guys are top agents. They were picked because they are top agents, master disguise, and so forth. They're not picked because they did something in the past and now they're going to redeem themselves. I don't like that aspect of it. That's okay for a couple characters, but don't make them all. It seems like they even turned Ethan Hunt into that now. He had some kind of badness in the back and he redeemed himself. I don't like that they turned it into the Suicide Squad. That's my only other kind of complaint. But overall, I like the movie. I mean, I thought it was it's not my favorite. Obviously it's not. But I liked 4, 5, and 6. I like 6 better. But I thought it was a good movie. And actually, did you know that whole sequence with the sub in the beginning, that was all filmed after the movie? That was added on.
Really?
And that's what boosted the movie into like more. I think it was up to like 250,000, and that's what propelled it to 350,000 filming that sequence. Like Tom Cruise thought they needed that. It was kind of long. I thought they could have lost some of that.
I do like it though. I do really like it.
I do.
But it is a little. I feel like they don't normally do that in some of the movies.
It felt like a James Bond movie a little bit, where they had the little intro and stuff like that. But
I did like it though. I thought it was cool because it's like I felt like maybe this one needed it more to set up the villain, where it's like normally the other ones you don't get that.
Well, and because the next one is they're gonna have to lead a rescue team to that sub, so it's gonna be a lot more about the sub than this one was.
But yeah, I was not a fan of what is his name, Ramirez or Gabriel. I did not like Gabriel. I like the blonde girl; she's really good. Paris is that's the girl from Guardians of the Galaxy, Mantis. That's who the girl who's turned.
She was good in this.
I liked her. Some people said they didn't like her, that she was kind of just doing a Harley Quinn impression, but I did enjoy her. I thought she was good. But
I thought she was pretty good.
I didn't like Gabriel. I wish they got somebody else. I forget who they were. I think they were talking about Nicholas Hoult originally playing that. I don't know about that, but I think they wanted somebody more techie originally, because it would make sense that like more of like a tech nerd would maybe do that. But that's another. They're trying to connect Gabriel to like his past, and it's a little too much. Where I don't need somebody connected to him.
I was watching one review. The guy said,
you know what I mean?
The guy said the only time we see the AI is during that fucking club scene. And the guy said, hey, if fucking having this monstrous AI means you're gonna have clubs and raves that look like fun, fuck it, bring it on.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was cool the way they like showed the AI in that party, but yeah, I really hope they stick the landing in part 2, because I've become to be a major fan of these movies after we got Ghost Protocol. I was never really a fan of the first 3. I am more of a fan of 1 though now, and I do enjoy 3 a bit. Philip Seymour, it's still a great performance. 2 is not really one I'm gonna ever care to go back and watch, but
2 is the worst of the bunch.
1 is still good, but it's not one I'm gonna watch all the time. But really, like 4, I've been rewatching 4 to 6 or 4 to 6. Obviously, Dead Reckoning's not out in digital yet, but I
wanted to go back and watch. You're gonna have to go back and watch the pilot, the very first episode of Mission Impossible, because
I actually want to watch it.
The first movie is probably the most like the TV show.
Yeah.
And then probably the 4th one, where they go into the parties and the masks and stuff like that. That felt more like the TV show. But the second didn't feel like the TV show at all.
Yeah.
And so my rating would probably be, I'd probably say 4, 5, 6, 1, 7, 3, 2.
4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 3. Mine would definitely be. Oh, you like 4 the best?
Well, no, probably 6 the best. So
Ghost Protocol?
6, 5, 6. Yeah, but I'm going 4, 5, 6.
Protocol.
Yeah, I'm going 4, 5, 6 because that's really almost a trilogy.
Yeah,
you know what it is. It is
I
almost
can't remember who the bad guy is in 4 though, because 5 and 6 do have like that same villain in them.
Right. And 4 is at the end of the first 4. Is at the end of 4, I thought. He's in it. This is not the main villain.
Oh, it's that freaking Michael Navist guy.
Yeah.
This is the bad guy, and
Yeah, I can't see him. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I would probably go. See, I'm not gonna. I really enjoyed 4, but 5 knocked it out the park for me when that first came out.
Yeah,
So
5 and 6.
Go 5, 6, 4,
yeah,
7, 1, 3, 2.
Yeah, 2's at the last.
Yeah.
Regardless, 2's always last.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a bummer because I've always loved John Woo. So yeah,
I just thought his directing is pretty stale in that movie. There it was all John Wooisms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't like Ethan Hunt with the long hair and the fucking sunglasses. You remind me of the fucking guy who played in Risky Business.
I think this movie I think it still can become better after watching part 2. I think it can make it like a really big thing. But I do wish that they had a better villain with Gabriel. I wish that they didn't kill Rebecca Ferguson, because the only reason now I feel like they're killing her is because now, not even just because you got Agent Carter taking her spot, because you get Agent Carter, who's now going to be on the IMF with them, and is like, from America, where she was never kind of like fully on their team. Like, she would help, but you never know. She could,
no, she was in my 6.
She could like turn their back. She could turn her back, and she was like a British intelligence.
Yeah, she was a British agent. It was disavowed.
So it makes sense why they got rid of her.
Yeah,
but it's just weird that like he's seeming like he cares for her, and then
they also got
it's like done.
They also got rid of her in a shitty way. That fight between her and Gabriel sucked.
Then he just goes to Agent Carter. It's like he just doesn't even give a shit that she died anymore. That's
pretty much. He gets over it real quick.
Yeah, but I think that they're also gonna add Paris, the girl from Guardians of the Galaxy, to the IMF team. I just have a feeling that she's going to be given that choice again, because she's probably going to be arrested, and that's what we find out, that IMF is like a Suicide Squad thing, like you said. Yeah. And I think that she's getting arrested. She is going to live, because they say, we got a pulse. So I think that they're keeping her. But maybe if her schedule got busy, then they have the chance to kill her. If not, but I think they're filming it now. I believe that they said that.
Well, not now because of the strike.
Well, yeah, not now.
They were, but now they're not.
But I think she's going to be on the team as well, because I hope though Ving Rhames and Simon still get a good part in part 2. Even though
I hope they have more of a part.
Me too.
They weren't involved enough.
I agree, and
we gotta send you off to make you safe is bullshit.
I'm guessing we're gonna, if it's a part 2, we're definitely getting another 3-hour movie, because what the second one is, it 2 hours, and it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, which I don't think it's ever paced badly. I think it's paced perfectly.
It didn't seem long to me. It just I had problems with it. They could have trimmed 20 minutes out. They cut some of the comedy back.
I have more problems with this one than I do any of 4, 5, and 6. I really don't have many problems. I don't think I have many problems at all with those movies.
Yeah, it's just the tone. I wasn't a fan of the tone.
Yeah.
Don't start pulling out. I mean, this is not the time, because it's assumed that the next movie is going to be the last one. I mean, that's why they did this whole 2-part thing. So, and if this doesn't. Great, if the money is not there.
I wouldn't even say that necessarily, because Tom Cruise has said that he'd do these movies as long as possible. But I think that this should be the end of Chris McQuarrie directing. I think they should maybe try and get somebody new, because I don't want this Fast and Furious tone. But maybe that's why they'll end up stopping.
The thing that's good about Mission Impossible is you don't even need Tom Cruise in it. I mean, getting a new
agent.
That's what the TV show with different agents for the most part. So
you said you don't even need Tom Cruise.
You don't need Tom Cruise. No, you can bring in somebody else.
Yeah, you could.
Easy. I mean,
I love
Peter Graves. Mr. Phelps wasn't the first fucking guy, and he was the second dude. So
yeah, I do love Tom Cruise though. So I don't know.
Yeah,
that'd be rough. But
I think Tom Cruise. Somebody said, I forget what it was, but Tom Cruise is looking at another one of these um, franchises to start. So I think he's looking to jump into something else. But who knows? If this
I
movie
wonder
makes
what.
it was, I forget, it was another one of these TV properties, I think, but I
Really?
forget what it was. But
Huh.
they could make more. I think they need to scale them back though a little bit because
Yeah.
they're not. When you start out with you're putting your movie in such a hole that it can't dig itself out of. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's just too much money.
Man, seriously, it's way too much, and you know, and I'm sure Tom Cruise costs a shit ton of money as it. Like it's just,
Yeah.
I think that if they were gonna do it, they shouldn't have done it so close to Barbie and all that. Like it should have been the only movie.
Well, who knew? Who knew Barbie was going to be blow up like that?
Yeah.
And even Oppenheimer, who knew that was going to pair with
Well,
Barbie and become a
movie,
good
but
double
I don't
feature?
know. I don't know if Dunkirk really did that well in theaters.
No, I don't think Oppenheimer would have done as well if it wasn't for Barbie. I think that really gave it a boost. The whole Barbie thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's summer though. Good time to see movies. So
It just
you never know.
it's a historical biopic that most
Yeah.
under 20s could give two shits about. So
Yeah. Definitely.
you ask most people under 20, what happened to Hiroshima, they can't tell you.
Yeah.
So why do they care?
Right.
But I'm gonna go see it maybe tomorrow. I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah. I can't wait though for this to come out on digital because I do want to give it a rewatch. I've only seen it the one time, and I think that I will like it more
It's going
the more I
to.
watch it.
I think it's going to Paramount Plus at the end of August.
At the end of August. Nice.
Yeah.
The and I will be there day one for part two. So that I mean, I'd love for it to continue, but I do agree that maybe they should tone it back a little bit. And that's where this Fast and Furious thing comes in because they feel like they have to keep upping the ante.
Right, exactly. They got to beat Fast and Furious.
So
And they knew a Fast and Furious movie was coming out, but
yeah.
even Fast and Furious is going through the same shit. That's not going to break even. That's going to be more or less a flop too.
Yeah,
cost too much money to make.
That's the thing. I think they're going to notice that in this like digital era.
You would think, but man, Black Adam cost fucking like $300 million, and all that you would think, but they're still fucking doing it. So
yeah, I know. I mean, they got. I almost gotta wonder like if they're.
You know what's bad about it too is because they're spending $350 million on this, we're not getting a decent $40 million comedy or $80 million comedy because they have no money left for that shit.
Right.
And we're not seeing something like a Tropic Thunder or something that could be a good comedy because
yeah,
they're
just putting all their
it's like either the movie's got to be made dirt cheap, like something like Joyride or the Jennifer Lawrence one, or it has to be made for like expensive. There's nothing in
the Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Which is too crazy.
I have $350 million for this movie. I mean, that's just, and it's probably because Tom Cruise gets what he wants,
Well, yeah. Well, the movie right at the beginning says Tom Cruise production.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise film. I mean, his name's right on it.
Yeah.
But when you're the guy who brought in Top Gun, and that made a shitload of money, he basically can do anything he wants.
Yeah.
They won't say no to him.
No.
And Mission Impossible, it's going to do good once it hits video. And digital too. So
it's still, I think it'll make its money back.
I'm kind of pissed off. They're going to put out a steelbook that looks nothing like the first 6 they put out.
Yeah. If I knew it wasn't, if I didn't know it was coming out like August 26th, if it wasn't coming out for like 2 more months, I'd go see it in theaters again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I've already pre-ordered the
yeah, the steelbook is like.
I'm not getting the steel. I'm getting the regular one just because it looks more like the steelbooks.
Really?
Yeah. I hate that. That is one I hate. The all red. I hate that.
Yeah,
it sucks. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's the one. I wonder though if they're gonna have another one.
No, because that's the one that everybody's carrying. Best Buy, Amazon.
Really? Damn, I thought maybe.
Yeah, it's dumb. It sucks, but
Best Buy.
That's what they do.
Exclusive. Yeah, that sucks, man. They're idiots. And Paramount's usually pretty good with putting like their 4Ks and stuff out.
Usually, but
That's crazy.
Of course, they could do another one somewhere down the line.
Down the road, they'll do one. You never know.
So, what do you think? I'll rate it. I'll go first, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'd probably go ahead. What would you give it?
I'm gonna give it a. What we gonna do? A 5?
Yeah, out of 5.
It's hard to say. I might give it a 4. I thought it was pretty decent. No, I'm not gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 3.75. I liked it. It was a pretty decent one. It's not my favorite. I think the end really redeemed it, but I think it's a little overlong, and the tone and the stuff we mentioned just sank it a little bit for me. So 3.75. But I like the movie. I still give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I'd probably give it an 8, or I'd give it a 4. I mean, 4 out of 5. Right. I really enjoyed it. I didn't have any problems with the pacing. I really.
But you're so right to say that these half movies are tough to rate.
That we're gonna have to come back, and honestly, when we do Dead Reckoning Part 2, we'll have to kind of give a rate and say like maybe we change our rating for 1 then.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe I'll bump it up to 4.25. Maybe I'll go down to 3.75.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't nail the ending and this next one isn't that good,
yeah,
it's gonna drag down my whole appreciation of parts 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly. You know? So it's tough to rate it, but like I said, I'll be there day 1 for part 2, and I'm excited. I can't wait. It sucks. We're gonna have to wait a few years. I feel like for it because. I thought maybe they already filmed some of it, so it's like
it was supposed to come out like next summer or next early fall. That won't happen now.
Now we're not gonna fucking get it for like 2
3 years. You asked me, what do you think about? Do you think they're going to? The next one is gonna be right after this, or do you think we'll get maybe even a couple of years between them?
I don't know if a couple years. I could see a few months at least. A couple years. I don't know.
Because we've been chasing down this thing for years.
I could see a couple years because then maybe Agent Carter will be more trained. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she's not going to be all goofy like she is in this one.
Right.
Either that, or it'll be a couple months and she'll be like trained, but not like 100% there yet. You know. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be like right when it ends. I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be at least a couple months to maybe a year or 2 years. Maybe it'll be a year at the most. I don't know. A couple of years seems a little.
I say maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months to a year.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be right away, because remember they said at the end of the last one she was going to go get trained and all that.
Exactly.
So I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
But let's hope whatever they do, there's no train fights. I am so over fucking for train fights.
Yeah. They did a great one.
First one had a train fight. This one had a train fight.
Not nearly as good as this one, though.
And then we got a fucking Indiana Jones train fight. So
I think that, well, the reason why I think Tom Cruise wanted one in this, because he said that they didn't do it how he wanted in the first one. So now he finally got like all practical trains. You know, Tom Cruise is crazy. But I love the guy. I love him in these movies. And I wasn't even a fan of Top Gun, but I love Top Gun too. I was never really a fan of the first one. It was okay. I never thought it was like
the second one is a lot better than the first one.
Second one, yeah.
The first one's a love story. It's not a.
Yeah. When I went in, I was like, what the hell is this?
It's a war. It's a love story with a little bit of war at the end of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one is good, but the second one is better.
Yeah. I just think
until the ending when they bombed the Death Star again.
Yeah. Yeah. But
rip off somebody else's fucking movie.
These are, I mean, Tom Cruise. This is his big thing. This is like his Fast and Furious in a way, to like Vin Diesel, because Jack Reacher was good, but it didn't like it got a sequel, but it's not like he's making a a series.
Well, yeah, because he was not the right guy for Jack Reacher.
Yeah. Well, the guy they got for the show is
the right guy, because that's how the guy's supposed to be.
He's great. I haven't even watched the show, but
the show is good,
and he's good. He looks awesome in it.
That's the guy who played Hawk and Dove.
I know. Hawk. I really do like him.
Alan Richardson. He's underrated. That guy. He should have a show. He should have been some superhero. Well, he was. He was Aquaman in Smallville.
Yeah.
And then he was Hawk and Dove. So, but he should have been in more shit. He's good. He's good.
Man. Yeah, I'll have to check that show out because I've seen clips for it and I think
it got a second season.
He looks really good. Yeah. It got a second or third?
Second is coming out soon, I think.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought it'd been on a second season. I thought it was maybe going on.
Now, Amazon takes a long time. You know, remember that show that came out with, like, it seems like 5 years ago, that Good Omens with
that finally got a season.
It just got that first season was like 4 years ago, and it's coming out with a second season now.
Wow. I mean, the boys, they're gonna do that Generation X show or something for, I forget, it's that boys spinoff show.
Oh, are they?
Like Generation V or something.
Is that gonna come on before the next season of the boys?
I want. Where's my season 3 of the boys? That's what I want.
That's coming I think it's coming to summer.
Is it season 3 or 4? I think it's 4.
No, it's 3.
Really?
I think so.
I thought we got.
Oh, maybe it's 4.
I think it is because I know we got season. Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah, I know. I got
season 3. Remember, we bought the seasons 1 and 2, but
yeah, I don't think they ever come up
right when season 3, because then they're probably going to do 3 and 4 in a double.
Maybe.
I hope. But yeah, I love that show. I'm waiting for season 4. Wonder when it's coming.
Waiting for season 2 on season 2 on Peacemaker too. When's that coming?
I know.
So there's a lot of shows to be waiting for.
I know, seriously.
That's why I've been starting to try to catch up on my TV shows, but in the same way, I'm trying to kind of go through them slow, because after these are done, there's not going to be any for a while. So
that's the thing.
I'm trying to take them kind of slow.
I just wait and I just let a few seasons build up.
Right.
Because there's always shit to watch. There's
a lot of good shit on Apple TV and stuff I haven't even watched yet. So I mean, I'm trying to get movies fucking watched. So
yeah.
Hey man, so
3.75 from you and a 4 from me, with room to grow or room to decrease. So I'm excited though. I can't wait for part 2. I wish we were getting it next year. I bummer. It sucks with the strike, but they got to get. I understand why they're doing it, and they hopefully these idiots figure their shit out and pay them what they deserve.
Yeah, I mean, the people who go on strike, the people don't make much money.
They don't. It's not fair. So, I mean, but it's going to be a tough fight for them because they're not going to give it up easy. And these guys, they don't seem to want to do the right thing. But I like to see a lot of those big actors kind of helping, actually showing their face. So at least, because they make a lot of money, which it's kind of a tough position for them to be in because they're making the money they should, if not more. So it's like, if they weren't making as much, maybe they could give some more money.
Yeah, but they realize if it wasn't for the guys behind the scenes, they wouldn't be making money at all. So
yeah, it's a tough spot. Hopefully they figure it out because we got to get to that. I mean, next year it's going to be bad. Like right now we're not thinking about it, but it's like when there's no more movies to put out, they're going to be buying up all the independent movies. So that's the only people that can film now.
So what's the next movie? What's the next movie we're going to review that we go see? I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. We didn't review that. I saw Haunted Mansion. Not much to say. Yeah, I suppose. I don't know.
Haunted Mansion and what else?
Meg.
Talk to me if you go see that, but we can maybe wait for that to come out on Peacock.
Yeah.
But Haunted Mansion for sure. The Meg.
Were you aware that when I went up on Umbrella, I think that's an Umbrella movie release, Talk to Me.
Really? No,
I know it's A24, but I think Umbrella is the one that's going to be.
It is Australian. It's an Australian horror movie.
So probably why they got it down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that was Australian.
Yeah, I didn't either until I saw it, because then when I went to see it,
I didn't. You can't really tell that by the previews. No one's talking with an accent.
But once you go in and they're all talking with an Australian accent.
Oh, really? You covered that up pretty good in the trailer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because some people don't like that. That's really shady. Because some people will not go to a movie if they hear accents like that. Because especially Australia, they're pretty thick. And nobody in that
that's why I also I can't wait to see it at home where I can put subtitles, because sometimes I have trouble understanding shit that they're saying.
Yeah, no, that was nowhere in that title in that preview did you get an idea that was an Australian movie.
No, man, I really stayed away from a lot of people try and stay away from trailers for indie movies because
I saw the trailer and they showed that in the movie.
I just knew about the hand. That's it.
Right.
But
you said you liked it overall.
I liked it. Yeah, my girl didn't like it though, she said. But I enjoyed it. It felt like something was missing, and we'll get more into it when we review it. And I think it was a really awesome concept and something unique that we've never seen before.
Was that a PG-13 or an R?
No, it's rated R. Rated R for sure. There was some good there was a couple good things in it that were dope.
Okay.
That were brutal, but it just feels like something's missing, and I think that they're gonna definitely get a sequel to kind of fill some of that in and keep going.
Yeah.
But it's one of those where you can kind of you gotta pay it to it's left up for interpretation. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good conversation one. So we'll definitely have to do that, because I think we'll get a good talk out of that one.
Well, that one might even be a good one for DHS. Just wait till it comes out in digital and do it after Horror Fest.
Maybe one. Well, I want to do it. I'd like to do it sooner, but it might be on Peacock, so it might be easier to do it once it goes on its stream.
Yeah, I can't see that'll be on streaming pretty quick.
But that's one I could see us just doing on a
side
random day.
Yeah.
So I'd like to do it maybe in the next couple of weeks while it's hot. But yeah,
sounds good.
Be good with Verno, I think.
Yeah, seems like one he would probably like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Dylan, what do you got coming up?
Yeah, I think what do we got this Saturday? We got Hatchet 2 and 3 double feature. We got that going for Hatchet Fest, and then we're gonna finish it off the week after with Victor Crowley, and we're gonna be taking a week off before we get into Horror Fest. So we're gonna be killing it with Horror Fest. We got a lot of good movies to review. So come check us out this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and see what we're gonna be reviewing this month for next month for Horror Fest. So it's going to be a big one you're not going to want to miss. Horror Fest is epic, and we don't play around. So come check us out.
Cool.
And I'm sure at some point me and Scarpa will be doing an unboxing too, and another review, like I said, for Haunted Mansion, and a couple other ones. So yeah.
Bye, guys.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Hey, take it easy, everybody. Thanks for coming in here.
Peace out, y'all.
Station, man.
Station.